So I made one video and it got some traction. So I decided to come down and make another one, partially because everything I said in that video got proven to kind of be wrong. Not everything I said, but I was big on the Caleb Downs to Georgia thing was not about money. Well, Caleb Downs did not go to Georgia. He went to Ohio State. And that one I feel like is a little bit more about money because if you're thinking about going somewhere for your future, now Ohio State's put some great DBs in the league, but I would still pick Georgia over Ohio State. And I don't think money's fully it, but I do think he's about to get it. He's getting the bag right now. I saw it. Um, he's in their collective or whatever. I forgot what exactly it is, but I think I was a little bit wrong. But I don't think I was wrong on the fact that some of these guys are not transferring for money. So I like the thumbnail made for this video. The title will be something about the transfer portal, but I made this graphic and I have to put it up so I can remember everything. And I just kind of want to go over the players that left. And at some point, I'm gonna make a player once we know who's all coming back. And there might be some other players that leave, but these are all the notable ones, or at least all the players that left so far. If someone huge leaves, then I'll talk about it. But this is what I got so far. And then whenever kind of the roster solidified and the transfers or the new recruits like a Noah Carter or Ryan Williams, who are both in Tuscaloosa this weekend with Jabbar Muhammad, the cornerback from Washington, with Parker Brailsford, I think is how you say it, the center from Washington. Also, Jeremy Bernard, receiver from Washington. So there's some guys in Tuscaloosa this weekend. But I just want to talk about the guys that are leaving. So obviously, Caleb Downs, safety, he's going to be a sophomore this year. He's going to the Ohio State University. Um, what a pickup for Ohio State. Ohio State got a really good player in a really a position of need. Their defense was good last year, but their secondary has kind of been iffy, to say it best. Um, and Caleb Downs is such a good player. I hate to see him leave. I was so high on him coming out of high school, as pretty much everyone was. Um, but he's going to be a really good player at Ohio State. This really helps their chances at the title. But yeah, I hate to see him leave, but again, if he didn't want to be here, it's cool. What did Malachi say? Isaiah Bond, he didn't want to be here. He was a pre-Saban thing. Saban convinced him to stay, and when Saban retired, he was gone. Trey Amos, he really shocked me. I did not know he was going to leave. But Lane swooped in. He probably offered him some money. Trey was in line to be CB1. Now this DB room is looking in flux. But again, when you recruit the level of Alabama, even with players, you're losing players. You're going to be okay. And Alabama will be okay. Now, it might be some growing pains. Jalen Mbakwe, who liked my Twitter reply on his thing, Jalen Mbakwe may have to start as a true freshman, and it might be some growing pains, but in the long term, they'll be okay. Yeah, but Trey Amos shocked me. I was thinking he was going to be cornerback one. Maury Nyblack, I think it's the same reason Isaiah Bond. He kind of was underutilized, and you're getting money at Texas. Also, there was a video of him dancing after we lost to Texas. So, whatever. Christian Story, he played some. He wasn't really going to be anything like substantial as a loss. He's going to Kentucky to help bolster their roster. Antonio Kite, that one shocked me, but he's going to Auburn. Good pickup for Auburn. They're having quite the offseason themselves. As much as I hate Auburn, they're having a good offseason. I thought Antonio Kite would stay, but with Saban gone, it only makes sense. If you came to play for Saban, you're not going to stay for Kalen DeBoer. Malik Benson, I mean, I was so high on him whenever we got him from JUCO, but he just really never panned out. He's played a lot. He just didn't really do anything. He made some nice splash plays. He's going to Florida State, which looks like half the roster's going. Eli Holstein, he was two of the freshman quarterbacks. It looked like Dylan Lonergan kind of took over him. as as the two freshmen. He kind of took over that spot if they needed him. And so Eli leaving, going to Pitt, having a chance to start right away. Excited for him. Kane Proctor. And so if the guy hasn't fully committed, I put where they're projected to go and like the percentage. Kane Proctor is going to be a Hawkeye. There's a chance that there was Ohio State in there, but he's going to be a Hawkeye. Um, we stole him away from Iowa for less money too. I'm pretty sure this is a homesick thing. I don't really think it's an NIL thing. I really just don't think he liked being here. Which again, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. It's cool. Seth McLaughlin. This was before Saban. He had trouble in the all season snapping the ball. I think if they play him at guard, he can be a really good player. He's a good blocker. He just couldn't snap the ball. Julian saying this one, I mean, we brought in Austin Mack, who's a 6'6", 230 quarterback. Um, and it looked like the writing was on the wall. Now, there are people saying that this coaching staff valued Austin Mack over Julian Saying. I don't think that's true. I really think the writing was on the wall with Saying. I think he wanted to come here play with Saban, and obviously Saban retired. So you definitely look at your options. And then whenever they brought in Austin Mack, he decided, hey, this is my out. And that's apparently what everyone's saying. So I don't think this was they pushed him out. I don't think you just pushed out a 5-star quarterback. But it looks like he's going to Ohio State. They signed a 4-star Aaron Noland. They just grabbed Will Howard out of the portal. Obviously, still have Devin Brown, who wears 33 for I get the story, but man, I just don't like 33 on a quarterback. And they also have the other dude, Lincoln Knowles or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what Sane does. Terrence Ferguson, this one kind of shocked me, but with Jaden Roberts really taking over the guard spot, T Ferg kind of, even though everyone spoke very highly of him in the spring and in the summertime, he just kind of, it looked like he kind of phased out. Jake Pope, he's going home to Georgia. He's a really big hitter. He's a good player. He just never really saw time here. Now, if he didn't leave, he probably would see time because everyone's leaving. But he's going home to Georgia. See what he does with that safety tandem that they got there, Malachi Starks and KJ Bolden. Almost got Caleb Downs, but it looks like Caleb Downs was always going to Ohio State, and Georgia was kind of just a leverage push for money. Again, I guess I was wrong about Caleb Downs. I thought it wasn't a money thing. I thought it was a development thing. But again, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's the new age of college football. Um, Des Ricks, he was a freshman last year. Really liked what I saw of him at A-Day. Never really got a chance. Again, a guy that probably gets a chance if he stays around. But again, he's going to Texas A&M with new head coach Mike Elko. I assume he starts right away. Maybe he doesn't. I assume he does though. Shaz Preston, this one's interesting because I think Tulane could go to the playoff. He's going. Him and Mario Williams from USC are going to Tulane. I really like that. I like Shaz. Never got his chance, unfortunately, but I do like Shaz. So, Jameer Grimsley, he's one of the other um, signees that decided to enter the portal. He looks like he's going to Florida. There's a 0.1% chance he goes to LSU, but it looks like he's going to Florida. And all I gotta say is, I mean, if you're a DB going to Florida, I mean, if you just don't want to be Bama, just don't be a Bama. But he's going to Florida. He's probably getting a bag to go to Florida. Florida's being investigated as we speak right now, so that's interesting. Kendrick Blackshire, this one hurt me because first off, I think he's a really good player. He's a strong, physical player. But he follows me on Instagram. For what reason, I don't know, but he does. But he's gone. He's going to Texas along with Amari Niblack and Isaiah Bond. Roydell Williams, the writing was on the wall with this one. I love Roydell to death. I did want him to transfer though because I really just want to see what we got with Justice Haynes and Jay Miller. Knock on wood that they stay. There were some rumors about Haynes, but I think he'll stay. Hopefully. Sean Murphy, again, another guy that he played special teams. He really didn't get a shot. He goes to Florida State to hopefully again with half the roster, to hopefully get a chance. Mikael Goodwine, he's going to South Carolina. Um, Again, another guy that just kind of there was spots that he played, but some of these aren't really big losses. Earl Little, I think this one's a bigger loss than people realize. He made a really good play at A Day. He did play good at A Day, and he got hurt throughout the season, and he just never played. But I really like Earl Little, and I knew he would have played with how many players transferred, or I mean, he was one of the early ones too, so that sucks. I really like Earl Little. Miles Kitselman, he's like a blocking ish tight end, kind of S back role. He's going to Tennessee again. We have Oots. We have other players. He can catch passes too. I do like his versatility. But he's going to Tennessee again. Not really a loss. Ian Jackson. I almost didn't put these last two guys on the thing, but I had a little bit extra room once I worked some things around. So I put Ian Jackson and Isaiah Hastings on here. Um, Jackson going to UTSA, a linebacker, and Hastings going to Syracuse. He was originally going to Missouri, and then he flipped to Syracuse like right after. So, anyways, yeah, I kind of just want to go over the guys that obviously are big losses and talk about, the whole mentality with this team. Now, the title says if they ain't wearing crimson, and then you should know the rest. It'll probably be in the intro of this video. Um, Caleb Downs is obviously the biggest loss, the best player on the team. I thought last year, and he's going to Ohio State, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with him going to Ohio State over Georgia. We don't play Ohio State unless we're in the playoff, so I'm cool with it. Isaiah Bond is going to Texas. He's a big loss, but it looked like he just never will. He just didn't want to be here. Also, he's getting a bag to go to Texas, so I didn't like Isaiah Bond's comments. When he was talking about Quinn Ewers, it kind of looked like he was putting down Jalen Milrow, even though Jalen Milrow, I mean, you can say what faults he has, but there was no faults. He did target Isaiah Bond a lot. I mean, you have the 4th and 31 towards the end. He was really targeting Isaiah Bond, and yeah, Trey Amos. I mean, obviously he was going to be CB1. These two right here, Caleb Downs, Trey Amos, man, I think those are the two biggest losses. Just for the simple fact that they were going to be both starting in the secondary. But again, money talks. Downs going to Ohio State, Amos going to Ole Miss. Nye Black, again, it looks like the writing was on the wall on that one. He's a fun player. I like him, but he's getting money to go to Texas. And when you see what they did with JT Sanders, who I think is a really good comp for a Nye Black, I think it does make sense for him to go to Texas. Antonio Kite's a big one, I think, because I thought he was slated to be a really good player for us this year, and then he goes to Auburn, so that one sucks. Benson, not really. Proctor was starting off as a tackle, but again, it looks like Alabama could add off the tackle in this transfer portal cycle with Washington. But with Proctor, again, it just didn't look like he wanted to be here. He showed growth throughout the year. He's going to go to Iowa, be probably a really, really good football player at some point. He has struggles. Um, I don't like when Bama fans like, oh well, this dude gave up this. I mean, he was a true freshman starting the SEC. I'm not going to dock him too much, but he did have a rough season for a good amount of point, but he did show a lot of promise and development. McLaughlin, I mean, I mean, he did kind of make the try to beat Michigan game harder. He tried the game that we played Michigan and made it harder. He had multiple snaps that just weren't really up to par. You think about the Auburn game, we almost lost because of a bad snap. Saying is a big loss, but I'm not going to pretend like a freshman quarterback that hasn't stepped foot is like I'm crying over. A lot of Bama fans are, and he has a chance to be special. And if he is special, he's special. I mean, I don't have any ill will towards the dude. But I'm not. If he didn't even step foot on Alabama, he hasn't played a snap. Again, good player. I like his high school tape. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Bryce Young, but I'm not losing sleep over saying he's a really good player though, and I hope he does good things. I mean, again, I don't hate these guys. They do what's best for them. If they want to grab money, that's cool. It's their money. If they want a better chance to play, obviously, I'm never gonna complain about that. This is the new age of college football. But saying interesting. Ferguson kind of took me by surprise a little bit. Grimsley, I mean, I guess a new signee leaving because Saban left isn't shocking. Earl Little, yeah. So again, a lot of these guys are gonna be tough to replace, but you just got to do it. I'm excited to see how this roster shapes out here in the next couple months with the spring portal opening and some of the guys that we have visiting, and obviously Ryan Williams. But yeah, these are all the players leaving, and there could be some more. Let me check my phone real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything because that stuff happens like as soon as you put your phone down. Um, doesn't look like I missed anything. Yeah, I think I don't think I'm missing anything. We're good. Okay, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know what you think about the graphic. I spent a little bit of time this morning on it. Um, Again, I didn't talk about the players that are coming in yet because that's not finalized. And I'm only talking about the players coming out is because I think that this is there might be a couple more players that enter, but I think this is where we kind of stop. Now, I want to go over some recruiting news with Ryan Williams. First off, Ryan Williams is at Alabama. He took a surprise visit earlier this week. You could see him online with Jalen Mbakwe. He kind of met Coach DeBoer, and then he took his official visit this weekend. Now he still has to go to Texas and Auburn. Auburn is the favorite to land Ryan Williams. His dad went to Auburn. But I really think this new coaching staff's making a good impression on Ryan Williams. And I'm feeling more confident that we could land him than whenever he decommitted. Whenever he decommitted, I thought that was probably it. But I really think DeBoer has a good impression on Ryan Williams. And I think Ryan Williams sees, hey, Rome Dunsey, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Polk, wow, they're all about to go in the top 3, 5 rounds. I mean, and that was with guys that aren't as talented as Ryan Williams coming out of high school. Now they worked their ass off and they got to where they deserve to be. I mean, they're really, really good players. But I think Ryan Williams sees that. Um, Again, not talking fully about players that are coming in, but Austin Mack, he has committed to Alabama as a 6'6", 230 quarterback. I watched a little bit of tape, and I mean he's put together. I mean, uh, he's a developmental guy, though. I don't think we see him play for 2, 3 years. We have Milrow for this year. He'll probably be gone after this year. Maybe he stays one more year. Ty Simpson's the backup. He's projected to be the starter for the next year, 2025. And then that's when you can see like an Austin Mack rise if you don't get one of those top recruits. If I know Bryce Underwood committed to LSU, which he looks pretty locked in, but Bama was kind of that sneaky team that looked like they could land him, or a George McIntyre who's slated to make his commitment for next year at January 22nd. But yeah, Damani Jackson, he obviously committed during Rose Bowl prep. I was interested to see if he stayed. It looks like he will. He's slated to be a starter, it looks like. Um, Noah Carter, that's the other guy I want to talk about. He's fun, man. I haven't really got a chance to watch him before he got mentioned with Bama, and now it looks like he will be going to Alabama. I expect probably an announcement from Noah Carter this weekend or sometime early next week. But it looks like Noah Carter will be at Alabama. He's a really fun edge guy, and I like him. But that's all I think I have. Again, you can't count on me to make another video. Again, I just kind of do it if I want to. But if I look back at the video real quick, man, it got some traction. I really like that. It got some traction, and it made me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. Um, some of the comments were not Bama fans, but again, I don't really care who comments. Comment if you want. I don't care. Tell me who's your favorite team if you comment. Um, let's see. Yeah, 760 views in 2 days. Man, I can't complain. 12 likes, 8 comments. I think a couple of them are me. But man, I can't complain. I gained 4 subscribers. So, I mean, I love talking about Alabama football. So if y'all enjoy this, let me know so I can continue it. But again, it's not something that I am like pushing. I'm more of just kind of making stuff as I please. And maybe I can turn something into this, maybe I don't. But again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you didn't want to see let me know who you didn't want to see leave and who you're excited about getting in. Again, this video wasn't really about players. I mentioned them at the very end, not about players that are coming in because I want to do something else about that if I decide to. But this is kind of the players that are leaving. And let me know what your thoughts on are for 2024 Alabama. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to break down the roster when it looks like it's getting solidified and see where we stack up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you. Peace.